in addition to showing running ability, and he's got an arm, Logan Smothers, he seemed to be, I know he made the two crucial mistakes, but other than that, he seemed to be completely comfortable running the offense. He didn't seem rattled. He seemed like he was completely confident.
Well, yeah, we talked about that last week a couple of times. Yeah. He knows this offense. He's been here for a couple of years. He's been running it and is extremely confident running it. And, yeah, that was never in question. So, yeah, it's just here and there when I don't put any blame on him at all because they did everything they needed to do, and the special teams is what ultimately cost this game again. And it's just you look at all these losses, 9 losses by one score, one possession. It's a record. It's a college football record, and you can point at every 9 of those losses at the special teams for costing you that game one way or another. And that's just something that is mind-boggling to me that when you still ask Coach Frost if he's going to hire a full-time special teams coordinator, he still doesn't commit to saying that. And it doesn't take a rocket science in my mind to realize that you need a full-time guy there doing that job because your record right now stinks, and look at all these coaches out there. Look at all these positions open for coaches and stuff right now. And you're lucky right now that you actually still have another year to, right the ship.
So Nebraska goes down 28-21. We appreciate everybody's comments and questions on the Huskers as we take it through the offseason and a long offseason. At least when you get to a bowl game, it bridges that gap. You get to look forward to a bowl game in December. If obviously you make the trips, but even just for your average Nebraska fan, they get
a lot of them go.
Yeah. But even if you're sitting at home, it's something to look forward to, seeing your team play another game against somebody quality opponent in another conference. And I love bowl season. But when you get knocked out of it, boy, it extends the season, extends the off season another month or so. So it's pretty brutal.
Yeah. And if you've never gone to a bowl game, put that on your bucket list. Go enjoy, 3 or 4 days at the venue, because it really doesn't matter really where it's at. You're going to have a great time. The team's down there for a week. It's like a vacation for the team, but, they still have to put in some work every day. But there's so many events that you get to go to and, competitions between the two teams throughout the week that are really fun to be able to enjoy. And it's always been like a reward for a hard season, for working hard for a whole season. You get rewarded for a week-long vacation, basically. And it's just so sad that you go through another senior class here that did not get the opportunity to experience that. And I'm talking through a media perspective or of a fan perspective, but just think about it as a player. And it's such a team bonding whole event. The whole month really is, because most of that month you're not even taking classes because school is out, and you're concentrating on your craft, and you're getting ready to go have fun for a week, and then finish off your season, hopefully with a meaningful victory against a really good opponent.
Absolutely. So the last bowl game would have been the Tennessee game in the Music City Bowl?
City Bowl, 2016. Yeah. So it's been a long time. And that one for me was extra special since I still own a house in Nashville. And, I lived in Nashville for 10 years working out of the, national team at Rivals.com. So that was a blast for me. That was still sticks out in my mind as my favorite bowl trip of all time. And a lot of the media members around here agree with that because we had a blast that whole week.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, we'll get to some of these questions coming in. Pizzazz, remodeling and renovations. There you go. Is asking about Frost considering hiring Turner Gill. Obviously, Nebraska great. To the offensive coordinator's role or quarterback's coach. Just our thoughts on that.
You know what? Turner obviously has experience, doing the job, and he does know the team and the state and Nebraska football very well. And his name's always been mentioned around here as far back as I think he's been in the coaching profession. So you never know. That's definitely something that I'm sure Trev Alberts has in mind, and Scott Frost has in mind about talking to at least, and gauging interest level there. And the other hot name, the big report today also is Mickey Joseph, also a former Husker and wide receivers coach and recruiting coordinator at LSU, who's had a lot of success there, and grooming a lot of pretty top-notch wide receivers that are playing on Sundays right now. And his name's also been another name that's been thrown around here several times in the past. And at that time, they were coming off a national championship at LSU, and everything were coming up roses down there for them. And so you never know. There's definitely a lot of old Husker ties in the coaching world that Husker fans are always would want to welcome back here with open arms. And it's bottom line is that it's a completely crazy busy time right now for Scott Frost and for Trev Alberts and the whole staff, having to deal with recruiting, with signing day coming up, and with all these changes in the college football landscape and in the coaching world, and all kinds of names out there bouncing around. And with all these other positions, and Lincoln Riley going to USC and throwing a monkey wrench into everything. And it's just crazy. There's just so many candidates out there. It's just hard to pin down a couple right now, at least from the outside looking in.
So, Big Pete, thank you for the bio on Turner Gill at Buffalo, Liberty, and Kansas. Greg pretty much answered your next question, considering new assistant hires that's going to be coming out here in the next few weeks.